Good Monday morning to y'all. This is that man A&J, and of course we are back with the best of pro wrestling and sports talk, the best of sports and pro wrestling talk. Doesn't matter which way you look at it, you just want to be here for the best of both worlds. And with that in mind, I actually, and in all honesty, was not planning to actually post this as abruptly and as suddenly as I am at this moment. I actually was getting ready to do my stretching routine, probably was even going to get in a little bit more exercise, a little bit of workout or whatever, just because I want to get myself in shape. You'll see why here as I go into the main topic, which, by the way, main topic, not a typical main topic for this type of video, but like I said, you'll see when we get to that point. Either way, just a couple, well, really a few things. I had to jump on real quick, like I said, just to talk about this. And it's a few things. First off, we got to talk about Bianca Belair here, because if nothing else, I came across a post on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and of course I'm reacting to a bunch of different posts, but this one in particular is one that I really just couldn't help but have to get my 2 cents in on this. And of course the source of this is actually known as Wrestling Tracker. I'm just, bear with me because I'm trying to find it here right now. It's just a little bit baffling to me how honestly, I get having mixed opinions about this and that. I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but at the same time, I also have to say we got to do a better job of keeping shit in its proper perspective. And yes, the site is Wrestle Tracker. I guess they're a website that does their own wrestling news and opinion blogs or whatever. And this particular one actually reads as follows. Unpopular opinion, Bianca Belair is the most overpushed female superstar in WWE history. Excuse me. She has got great skills, but that does not mean she has to be in the title picture all the time. She has been in the WWE for so long, and I can't remember even one feud of Bianca where she was not the champion or chasing a title. Which that's not entirely true at all, and I'll go into that here in a moment, by the way. But anyway, it ends by this individual saying, no one knows who Bianca Belair is when she's not in the title picture. Perhaps WWE should keep her away from the championships after WrestleMania 41 until 2026 at least. Definitely as incorrect a take as I've ever heard, and even more so after having read that. I mean, I didn't even catch all of that at first, but one thing that I will say about that here, and pardon me for the alarm on my phone, but, well, not the alarm with the call coming in on my phone, but I actually responded in the thread. This is actually a repost to somebody's where, shout out to my man Bronco Fanatic, by the way. I basically said this: I don't think that I entirely disagree with the premise of what this individual's take was. However, the difference in that is the fact that, number one, I don't know too many people work any harder than Bianca Belair. Let's just be real about that. And I would almost say damn near no one in the company. But you could just have that debate, pick and choose whoever you want. I really don't give a fuck. The bottom line is this, and this is in part how I responded to that. To me, I feel as if, you know, she is at a point to where she actually is in danger of that John Cena territory. Ironic as hell, especially at this point. But that's really the worst of it that I could say, especially now. And the only other thing that I feel like you would have to say for Bianca is that maybe even with this particular storyline, you do a little bit of a revamping. Just freshen things up with what she does. You know, maybe even a tweener gimmick. Not even so much a heel turn a la Cena, which we're about to talk about here in a moment. But just something to change things up, you know, something kind of like what the Street Profits have been doing lately. I mean, it's just smart ideas, and that's where it's all got to come from. Took a little bit longer on that topic than I wanted to, but we're going to move things along here. I'm going to just say this much. We're talking about which turn was the biggest, and this has been a conversation that's been going on literally for the last couple of days, and understandably so. I don't see a scenario where it's not Cena, and it's not even close. It's not even close. I say that simply for the fact that
we are the happy-go-lucky, positive show on record, so we're not going to talk
no one expected this at any point in this man's career, much less during the literal swan song of his career. Think about that. You wouldn't have imagined anything like this during the retirement tour. At least for me, I didn't, up until the point of that final segment of the Go Home SmackDown on Friday night. I mean, that was just what opened the doors and what told me, yeah, this is it right here. It's absolutely going to be Cena. Or at least whoever wins the chamber. But to me, it was just everything was pointing at Cena. I was kind of waffling between him and Punk, but it definitively became Cena in that moment. And just knowing that, knowing what this does, you know, people are arguing that what Hogan did changed the business in terms of professional wrestling. It absolutely did. So did this. So did what Cena and The Rock did. But it's doing so much so because the reaction is just, in terms of sheer volume, is far greater than what it was back in 1996. I don't give a fuck about the difference between social media or any of that other shit. This with Cena and The Rock is far bigger, and especially given the fact that for a long time people wanted Cena to make that turn. Why didn't he? Well, it actually makes perfect sense. They were worried about it being the same mistake all over again as what happened with Stone Cold Steve Austin all those years ago. I believe it was WrestleMania 19, I'm thinking. Either 18 or 19, one of those. I'm not real sure, but either way, the reality is this. Hogan, for everything that he is and has been for this business, regardless how any of us may feel about him, I take nothing away from him. But this is next level shit right here. And I want you to see, I'm pointing to the Cena Rock side of this. This is next level shit. Take nothing away. Everything about Bash at the Beach 96 was great, but it's no Elimination Chamber 2025. Bottom line. Anyway, moving right along, we're going to go ahead and close this out. This is the reason I had to jump on here to post this. I can't help but want to talk about this. Shannon Sharp. I just want to, actually, before I even go into that, look at how jacked this man is. I mean, God damn, this man is so made out of granite. And at 54 years old, I guess. Like I said, I wanted to get a little bit of exercise in part because of this. I know I need a lot more than that just to get anywhere close to this. That's aside from the point. The point I'm wanting to make is, of course, I've said it before, I've said it a million times, I'm probably never going to stop saying it. I'm a huge follower of ESPN's First Take, and I was watching it this morning during their Quick Take segment. This man legit challenged John Cena and Travis Scott to team with Cody Rhodes at a pay-per-view, or PLE rather, later on in this year. I want this so bad. Oh my God, I don't know if I've wanted anything more in my life. Yes to this. First of all, it has been stated Travis Scott actually is training and is looking to do some stuff in ring with wrestling, which is really cool and actually works in a lot of different ways because, one, he's a rapper, not a professional athlete. So he's not going to have anything about what happens to him here be a detriment to his current career as it is. It's just not going to affect that. You know, things just work a little bit differently in that regard. That being said, however, especially given Travis Scott's involvement, how is this not a money move? I just don't see how Triple H says no to this. I don't see how. I really don't. And maybe it's just my opinion. Perhaps I'm in the minority on this as I am a few other things, especially when it comes to Travis Scott. I'll just say this point blank. I'm perfectly fine with Travis Scott's involvement in the scene or heels. A lot of people are the opposite of me on that, and I get that. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I am perfectly fine with it. There was nothing wrong with his involvement. And especially if we get things like this, oh, there's absolutely nothing the fuck wrong with anything about Travis Scott being involved with the scene in turn. I don't know if it necessarily happens. I hope it does, but I just had to put it out there because goddamn, how wild would that be? And eyeballs will be all over this shit. Nonetheless, I'll leave it there. Y'all know what it is. Let me know what y'all think down below. Like, share, subscribe. And definitely look forward to a lot of the other stuff I come through, whether it's wrestling or sports-wise. I mean, oh goodness, what a time we're in right now, man. That's the only way I know to say it. What a time we're in. As always, this has been your time with A&J. I appreciate you spending it with me.